This is Morten from INKISH TV, and I must say that I am particularly honored. I'm being honored with all the interviews, don't get me wrong, but I'm particularly honored now because I'm going to talk to Randy from Kodak. And the reason why I'm particularly happy with this thing is because at Hunkeler Innovationdays, Kodak is they're showing the 520 for the first time in Europe. And another reason for this is because I did a webinar with where Randy participated together with me and Jean Lloyd a few years ago during the pandemic, and I really think we had a blast of a time, a good talk, a tech talk, and all these kind of things. So this is my expectations, Randy. Welcome to INKISH.
Thank you, and Morten, and it's a privilege to be here and an honor to talk to you and talk about Kodak, the team we have at Kodak, and Hunkeler Innovationdays, our 520 and technology. So really appreciate you inviting me. Looking forward to it.
You're always welcome in INKISH. I hope you know that. But Randy, let's dive into it, right? Kodak, I mean, you didn't invent inkjet, but you have a long history in inkjet. Can you bring us up to speed? Where do you see inkjet today as a production technology?
Well, I think as we look at this digital transformation, and I believe inkjet is now taking the lead technology. And it's not just in certain applications. We know transactional has been very successful. We know books have been very successful. Commercial print, I think we're on that tipping point. We believe that it takes the right image quality, the right production speed, the right cost, right? All those things to start migrating more and more offset work over to digital. So that's, I think, the challenge the whole industry has today, and certainly the one that we've been focused on with our Prosper Ultra 520 is to really look at a product that could do that migration at a much rapid level, I believe, than what we currently have. But also inkjet is now becoming, a stable point in packaging. Labels we know have already kind of switched over in many ways, not 100%, but it's transitioning. And then when we look at technologies in films and packaging, personal care, decor, all those areas are all looking and focusing on inkjet. But there's a lot of work to do for the industry and for Kodak. But I think that inkjet is at that point now where everybody's looking at it as the future.
Totally agree. Of course, the thing I was just about to say as well, when you were listing all the advantages, I think that if you look also at the inkjet, it seems that it is still very innovative technology, and yet also stabilizing in its productivity and its gain. And I was wondering, when you made the decision to develop the Ultra 520, I mean, I think you have a very, very good reputation in the market for the Prosper 6000, and I can't wait also to see the Prosper 7000 in action. But I also know that these technologies, I mean, required a huge volume, and that was, of course, limiting your potential in the market. Is the 520 a machine where you basically say now you open up for a broader market?
Yes, absolutely. There was really two targets when we designed and developed the UltraStream technology. Morten, one was to move down market so that we would open up more opportunities with lower volumes. And we believe the Ultra 520 does provide that. And the second was really scalability of the technology. When you're going to look at moving into a broader set of applications, and including commercial print, you have webs that are meter wide, 48-inch wide, 32-inch wide, multiple different widths in commercial print and in packaging and other areas as well. And so the idea of the 520 and the UltraStream technology is we need to bring the level of quality up. Then we need to bring the flexibility or the scalability in order to go after more and more applications. In order to bring inkjet really into, like we were just talking about, into the prime focus of where digital print's going in the future.
When you mention the UltraStream technology versus the Prosper technology, I was just wondering, is there if you're a customer and you've seen the fantastic samples of your technology in the past, is that something that people should be concerned about? Because I mean, when you mentioned the transformation from offset to digital, you mentioned speed, you mentioned quality, you mentioned media diversity. I mean, you mentioned all the things that basically are essential in order to get things going. So with the 520, is that stepping down quality-wise, or is it just a different technology?
Well, it's a different technology, but it leverages some of the technology we have in our Prosper. But really, what it does is take the quality level up higher. Okay. So as you start really going into the commercial graphic space, not necessarily books and transaction, you really need that other level of quality. And so a typical example is the drop size that we use on a Prosper press is about 9.5 picoliters. The Ultra Stream is about 3.75 picoliters. Whoa. When you look at the difference, you're able to print photographs at very high quality on desktop machines of inkjet at about anywhere from 2 to 6 picoliter drop sizes. So when you're moving down into that low single-digit picoliter drop size of 3 to 4 picoliters, you're really able to start producing image quality at much higher than you do at the 9.5 picoliters. So that's really where we're targeting, the higher commercial graphic space. And then as we move into packaging, we know quality levels on films and on other substrates also have to be a very high level when you get into some of the folded carton type of applications as well. So image quality was a main thrust of what we wanted with the Ultra 520, was to take another step forward. But both products really give you the capability. If you want to run the really high speed, we've launched the Prosper 7000, which is the world's fastest digital press, running it at over 1,300 feet per minute or 1,000 meters per minute. So when you really look at that capability, you can trade off. Do you need more higher production volume, or do you need more higher quality? And we're looking to have that range completely covered with the two product lines that we now have. And there's still the 6000, which provides at 200 meters per minute. The Prosper 7000 runs at 450 meters per minute. So yes.
Well, one of the things I can't help think about it, I think that one of the questions I have asked most of the people that are in the OEM inkjet space the past year is now the time for transforming your offset business into inkjet. What would your answer be to that?
Well, what we think is customers today, when we look at our plate business, and we spend, obviously, is the biggest part of our business, we're seeing a lot of challenges in the offset plate market today, right? Getting aluminum is one of the biggest for getting plates. The supply chain issues are really crippling us and crippling some of our customer base. So what we're looking at with the Ultra 520 is now that we have a machine that we think is really comparable to offset in many application spaces, it's a way for our customers to really reduce their risk. If they're having trouble in some of those volume bands getting plates, or plate prices are going up, there's opportunity to move towards digital. So, I always look at it, it'll be if it ever happens, it'll be a really long time before you completely replace plates, right? We all think that plates will be here to stay for a long time. And we believe that at Kodak. So we look at the 520 and our Prosper 6000, 7000 more as complementary and give our customers more flexibility. And as the world's changing and the supply chains are making a big difference in terms of what's going on, along with the inflation prices we've had over the last year and 12 months throughout the world. So we're thinking, that this is a product that can give us that flexibility, give our customers choices in the best way to print. If all they have is plates, and they struggle to get plates, they can lose their business. So.
Yeah, when you say what you just said about the plates, sometimes I just forget about the plates, but of course it's still like essential business to everybody who is actually still in that business. And you have acquired some companies. I even talked to Jeff Selmer in an interview a year ago or 2 years ago about how you also invest in process-free plating and that technology. I was just wondering because I think Kodak is a very technology-driven company as well. Can you basically, based on customers' plate usage, calculate when the time is ready to move to an Ultra 520, or is that more like a separated business?
No, you really hit a great question, Morten. We are working with our Printergy team, and one of the goals that we have is we understand very well, the plate business, the volumes that make sense for plates. But what the customers are looking for now, as we're talking to them, they're saying, well, we've now got the quality level with the 520, but help us decide, when should I make the move of which jobs? So I've talked to customers myself and been out in the field in the last couple months, and they're actually looking for help, and some are doing this themselves with their own spreadsheets. As a job comes in, you want to be able to evaluate the job, understand the coverages, understand the volumes, understand how much digital or variable information does it need, and then where's the best place to do it. And you have really three choices for a lot of customers. You have all offset. In many cases, our customers have our Prosper S series heads, which allow them to do hybrid. And then you have full digital. And so our goal is to work with our Prinergy team and our workflow team to be able to bring those jobs in and help our customers make those choices. What's best economically better for them. It also gets down to how quickly they need to turn around the job. Turnaround times are getting shorter and shorter. Volumes are getting shorter and shorter. So having those analysis and that capability is exactly what we're targeting as we move forward with the 520, the Prosper 7000, our hybrid printing, and our Prinergy software.
That's smart. And I was just thinking that if you look at the market, I think it's only you and maybe one more that actually both deliver plates and inkjet devices. So I take that market position gives you a wealth of data that should potentially bring you in a very competitive situation, because I mean all the others, they don't have that knowledge unless they get the data from the customers, right?
Yeah, that's true, and that's one of the things we're working on. Is we've kind of refocused our business a couple of years ago under our executive chairman Jim Continenza, is really to bring our digital and our plate businesses all together under one business. As we were at one time divisions, we operated more independently, but now we're coming together. We have a unified sales team, and we have we're pulling together, supply chain, our front offices, so that we can share all that information and gather all that information again, so we can present to our customers what the best solution is for them. But exactly right. We've got a tremendous amount of data, but you have to work together as a team. And that's what we've been doing over the last couple of years, is really work together so we can provide our customers a better solution and better support.
And I would say that you have actually an extra arm to what you just said that is maybe equally important, and that is also the ink side of it, right?
The ink?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Morten.
Yeah, the ink side, basically you also develop your own inks, and basically, so you have, if you look at the digital presses, you have the ink supplies and the formulation of the inks, and you have very, very experienced and skilled people on your team that knows about how your technology basically converts best, right? So I think that if you look at it from a business perspective, you have the machines, you have the plate for the offset and the hybrids, and you have the inks that basically gives the scale of economy. Because I visited, as you may know, one of your customers, Novus Holdings in South Africa just a few weeks ago. Absolutely. And basically when I look at their operation, they go from all types of technology, but I was surprised because with the volume that they process on their Prosper 6000, I think it was like the breaking point for going offset was now 3,000 books and not like 200, 300 books that you normally see. And I take that as a combination of speed, media diversity, all the ink.
Yeah, our inks do provide that. As you said, we provide scale and very good economics. We also provide with our technology, and Kodak being a materials company for 130 years, we leverage a lot of that knowledge of a materials company. And so our nanoparticulate pigment inks that we have been on the market for 25, 30 years provide us with broad color gamuts, provide us the ability to put less ink down, which lowers the operating cost, but still get the same level of image quality and optical density that you need. And then there's the sustainable aspects of digital and sustainability of our inks as well. So yeah, we believe that having the complete really the vision of print, when you think about plates, you think about workflow, you think about inkjet, inks, all those things come together.
All the way to
and we look at that as a complete.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. And we're looking at that as that's how we can work with our customers, because we don't have to just go in and focus on one thing. We're going to go and focus on their problem and and the solution they need, not just solving a digital solution. What can we do to help you grow and improve your business?
And how company with, as you said, with 125 years history, how easy / difficult is it to get the messaging across? I mean, because when we talk, I totally get everything you say, and for me it would be like, okay, I just decide to be an old Kodak store, and that will be my life so much easier. But that is not always the reality, right?
No, that's true, and it was certainly as we've been coming together. We all have our areas of expertise, and you got to bring those together. But again, as we've started working the last 3 years under Jim Continenza, we really have brought a team together, and we've had to go through changes in leadership, but we've brought a leadership to team together with a vision now that Jim's brought, and everybody's working to that vision. So we're actually all here to help each other. We work across the business units to the advanced materials group that Terry Tabor, our chief technology officer, runs, and we can leverage their help. He also reaches across the aisle to my team and asks for help. So it's really become a team working together at the highest level of leadership that really is starting to bring it all together. And I think we're starting to see that. We have customer advisory board that we meet with on a quarterly basis, and those customers come out and they're seeing a change in terms of how Kodak operates, and that's what's real important for us.
So I was just about to say that though you have been with Kodak for many years, you still find inspiration for moving forward, right?
Oh, absolutely. I've been doing inkjet now for 41 years in April. And to me, this is kind of the culmination of what I've worked on for 40 years is getting to the point where inkjet is at the breaking point and tipping point of being a dominant print technology in the industry, not a niche player. And as we're seeing with this, our competitors are helping, with that message, right? It takes the industry to change, not just one company to change an industry. And so, as we see this evolve, it's very exciting, and we're very passionate at Kodak. We're bringing so many different technologies together to make this happen. As you said, materials, inks, technology around print heads, drop generation, the list goes on, and workflow software. It takes everything. So
and now we have to get to it. Innovation Days. You're bringing a 520 to the show floor. What else can people expect? I mean, can I expect good print samples?
Yes, absolutely. We will have print samples. Yes, please. Yes.
Tick. Great machine. Tick. Experienced people that knows everything about your technologies. Tick. Right. So I'm just joking a little bit, but I was just wondering, how excited are you about going to Innovation Days, and what can people expect from you guys?
Oh, well, I'm personally very excited, but our whole organization is excited, especially in Europe where we haven't had a show for a number of years. Our sales teams are just excited to get out, and what I think you can expect is we're going to have a lot of engagement with customers. We're bringing the leadership team to really talk to customers about how Kodak can help them change their business. You'll see the press running at full speed with the high image quality, for sure. We're just excited because I think it's finally here that we coming together. It's been a long time, especially in Europe, and our sales teams are just really excited. So,
how long time did it actually from you sat down and started developing the 520? How long time has it passed since you put the first drawing on a piece of paper?
Yeah, so we actually started. Well, the UltraStream technology started around 2016, but we weren't focusing initially on a digital on a commercial press. We were focusing more in the areas of packaging and our OEM business. When Jim Continenza came in 3 years ago, he visited Dayton on one of the first week or two and said, "Randy, build me a machine. You build me a 520." And so we started about 3 years ago with that machine. We've certainly been through a lot. We've battled the COVID. We've battled the supply chain problems, and like everybody in the industry, but we persevere and we keep focusing. We invested more. We saw the opportunity with the market to take advantage of time to invest even more and ensure we get the product out the door and get the right product for the market.
What I liked about what you just said, I mean, I liked everything you said so far, is then Jim Continenza, he just said he wanted a 520 and you made him one. So can I just go and say, I want a 580 or a 740 or something like that, and then you just make it for me, or how is it?
Well, Jim's got other projects he wants me to make for him as well, so we're still in those discussions. But as I told him, we've got this one, and we've got the 6,000, the 7,000, we've got our Prosper series heads. With our inks, we can do a broad range of applications from personal care to commercial print, packaging. And I said, well, let's go sell those, Jim, and then we'll start working on the next one. But let's get out there and make our customers happy. So.
And then you said something that I paid a little bit attention to, because I was almost afraid that you wouldn't say that, and that is Did you say that your ink for many years already contained nanoparticles?
Yes, you mean our nanoparticulate technology?
I
You
just
broke up
heard
a little
nano,
bit.
and I was just like, it is so funny when we
Yes.
in this industry talk about, I mean, drop sizes and you know the how precise and fine we can make print. Um,
Yeah.
I was actually under the assumption that all inks and the whatever makes the color is tiny components to get through the print heads. I mean, if you see a print head, you can hardly see that anything can come out of it, right? So I was just I just thought I heard you saying that the size of the that you had something that was nano size in the inks.
Yes, well, we have a proprietary technology where we micromill the pigments. So typical pigments are in the let's say 2 to 300 nanometer range. A lot of your inkjet inks are around the 100 nanometer range, 150 nanometer range. Kodak can micromill its pigments down below 50 nanometers. So that helps us really in terms of the quality that you when you lay down on the surface. It helps you make your inks a little more they're more transparent, so you get a better, broader color gamut. Because light is they're actually smaller than the wavelength of light, which allows them to be very transparent and give you a much broader color gamut. So yes, those things are all important. It's not just the inkjet printhead. It's the system. It's how you get the data, the workflow, the color, right? Color, putting color together is different. Linearization, being able to maximize your optical density but minimize the amount of ink you put down, because putting the ink down is where cost is. So it takes a complete system, and as you mentioned earlier, Kodak provides that whole broad look at the gamut of all the technologies it takes to put together a system.
I can't wait to see you. I will actually see you next week because, as the audience may not know, I'm
Yes.
actually going to Dayton to get a little exclusive look on the 520 before Innovation Days. And to my audience, the rest of you have to wait about 20 days from now on because then Hunkeler Innovation Days takes place. So if you haven't registered, get going and book your tickets to Lucerne. And actually, you have to book for Zurich and then take the train to Lucerne. But it is worth the time. I know that you've been there before. I have been there before. It's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful country. And I think you will be able to experience more technology in one place than most people anticipate. So, Randy, I want to thank you very much for your time here on INKISH. I'm sorry that I couldn't use the technology that you normally use for these kind of interviews just to make
No
it
problem.
as troublesome as possible, but I hope the outcome will be as good as possible. So I appreciate your time and I see you next week. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Morten. It's been a pleasure. Have a good day. And safe travels. Bye.
Same to you.